Good to see you all. Mm. Luciano, you want to explore? Yes, cool. Wait 1 second. Let me just get you there. You
Okay.
are on. Yes.
Yes,
Cool.
we're on.
Yes. So little movements here and there, but it always comes back, huh? Attention comes back. And it's not big movements, small movements, kind of. Yeah. Mm. We both notice. Fantastic. And then it kind of gets also the flow in the body comes back. Mm. And all of it is seen. Yeah. Mm. Pretty cool. So there was a little yeah, digesting, but but then it moved on. So yeah, I mean, that's all we can ever do, even if that is a doing, that just witnessing all those movements, not movements, stories,
Yeah.
not, yeah,
It's it gets identified with the personality, and
yeah,
it's and as soon as that happens, there's a whole judgment, and it goes whoa, here we go, and
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
So and emotion comes and it
yeah,
goes and does all, and it
yep,
expresses and doesn't express, and
yes, exactly.
gets
I
triggered,
know.
and the whole trip.
The whole
And
trip. It's called life.
what do you do?
Have a good laugh about it. Have a good laugh about it, if you can. If
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can. When the moment comes that you can have a good laugh about it, oh my God. Hallelujah.
yeah.
Yes. So it's not freezing right now. Or would
No,
you say it's freezing?
no,
No.
no, no. It's not freezing. It was, the expression I used was like suspended. Yeah,
Mm.
and the suspension, being held in suspension, it was really weird.
Mm.
But now it's not, and
No. Yeah.
it's just a lot of energy, and
Yeah.
all that's all the everything's been seen, laid out,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's there's such an energetic field, emotional field that exists in this system, and
Mm.
it's yeah, and it's it's
Oh.
pretty, yeah, it's huge, and it gets so
Tell me about it.
yeah, yeah, exactly. You want to know.
Yeah.
So it's just surfing those waves, and it doesn't always surf the waves very well. And
Mm.
sometimes it doesn't want to surf, it just wants to, you know,
Yeah.
it says, I don't want to give there's a perception that it doesn't want to give up part of the persona or personality because it's identified with it so much, and it's been so impregnated in this system
Yes.
that it finds it difficult to sit with it and watch it all play out because of the attachment to it. And yet
Yes.
it's incredible to witness it all,
Yeah.
and yeah, so
It comes back to that idea that it could be different.
yeah,
And then it should be different.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it can
Always.
be different, and it will be, and and it's
It
never going to stay the same. It'll change and shift and
Absolutely.
everything else.
It changes every moment.
Waiting for a better moment, Isaac talks about, waiting for a better experience. And then it's
Good
sort of,
luck.
okay, yeah, good luck. So
Good luck.
this is it.
Yeah, this is it. Exactly. This is it. Oh, it's not so bad, isn't it? But I was just talking about the last moment because, it's already different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny because in the realm of this livelihood, we can, it plays, even there, to have an idea that one has a choice in having this conversation, for example, is a joke. Even that is life itself or existence itself who dictates. But sometimes it's fun. Exploration is something, for me anyway, very, very beautiful. And that life comes through this system, wanting it to explore. I found that I'm, something of the personality or whatever that is, likes it because something relaxes in it. Something, some aspects of the personality can relax into this. That's why it comes here. That's why it loves to facilitate a field like this. Because, whoa, that feels like life is at its best. It's more free when it's relaxed. It's more uh, outgoing, like, wow, let's see what's
Yeah,
around
yeah,
the corner.
yeah.
So
It, 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 yeah.
we
It's
don't
in
have to sit still, we don't have to sit still and have to be
no,
quiet.
no,
No,
no.
it's not up to us. That goes back to having an idea how it should be, rather than let's see what life wants, or call it whatever you want. Call it God, call it the soul, call it whatever, that which we don't have, which we can't really put into words. That which is in charge of this whole movie. So, yeah, let's see what it wants. The suffering comes in the moment it should be different. Just every time, in my experience. Yeah, any idea of holiness or, yeah, is a trap, in my experience.
It you know it, what a what's being noticed here is that it's like there's a cycle, cycles within cycles within cycles,
Yes.
and within those domains there appear to be levels of um, both awareness and also focus outwards and at other times inwards, and it just keeps shifting depending on what's going on, and also within the environment that this is placed in. So
Yeah.
being in the hospital environment, for example, there's a whole different mechanism gets set up here to one, protect what's here somewhat, or appears to protect, and
Yeah.
also um, um, uh, uh, react to the circumstances that occur minute by minute by minute by minute by minute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. And and
Mm.
over a period of 3 days, come the fourth day where this system rests, it's like, well, gives itself a break. Far out, all that stuff takes time for it to unfold and breathe naturally and come back to
Digest.
a
Yes.
digest and process and in
Yes.
sleep and in a waking state and
Yeah.
your nidra state and coming through all of those mediums, hopefully
Yes.
after a day or two, to something that it recognizes itself.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And in that period,
Mm.
thought comes that oh, this could be different,
Yeah.
and we've explored this. So at times we've taken this to the workplace and played in the workplace fully from functioning from the center, that and not have to appear to be protecting or juggling all the time. And I've been, there's been a willingness to do that right from the day opens through to the day closes.
Wow. Wow.
And some days are more, successful than others, so to speak.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
and it's taking its toll.
It does.
It's taking its toll, and I'm the system's getting to the stage, and especially around this time of year.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
it's full on.
Yeah, it's full on. I totally get it. What are the possibilities? What are our options? I see only that, you go into a cave and you totally detach. You kind of leave your body consciously. Some people do that, but that
We
also
expect that.
means, yeah, that also means in a way that you're done with this life, with this livelihood. So you kind of consciously go into other realms, which, lots of people have done and doing right now. This depends on how far out you go. It's very, very, very difficult to then come into this life again. Normally, you have to have somebody that looks after the body, because the integration is full on. It's not easy when you've been so far out in, on the other is, that's what I'm playing with more, because somehow my system, whatever, that other is not so interesting to me. I know it in a certain way, but it's not so interesting to me, that option of total detachment.
Yeah.
So my system goes the other way. It's like, how fully can I be here present, including this body system as much as possible, and looking after it also as much as possible. Like, how in tune can it be with itself? And I know you have circumstances. I've been lucky. I did work in a hospital long, long, long time ago, as I had a job there. But that is luckily not my path. So your path is that. So, and as I'm hearing you bringing it there and you're exploring there, so you're doing an amazing job, Luciano. It's amazing. Livelihood, as walking through this life in our society as a human being is full on. Look at all our friends and beloveds and those that we don't know. It is a big job. It's a big job. Some people, who are channels and stuff, they say this is the biggest school ever here on Earth. It's, yes, it's just nice to hear sometimes. Oh, wow, yeah, It's full on, especially also when you're a conscious being, when you actually know of something else that is there too in your life and you are mostly interested in. So to bring those two together, the conditioned body that is from day zero, totally conditioned and on automatic, you see, it just poke it in a certain spot and it explodes in all directions, whichever way. It can be ecstatic and it can be terror in a split of a second, and not much influence. We see that every day. So I'm just saying, you're doing an amazing job.
I get it.
You're doing an amazing job. And I understand. It's full on. It's full on. I totally understand. So let's nurture that beautiful system as much as we can, be as kind as possible to that which lives itself through you. I don't know another way. Yeah, I really don't know another way. Well, maybe it will open up. I will share. I'm keeping exploring and I keep sharing what I've seen. And I love hearing what you guys are seeing and exploring in this absolutely amazing journey. What I definitely know is, and that's what I'm sharing also constantly, is that kindness, kindness towards this system is worth gold. It so responds to it. Coming through, we all have a background, I guess. Some more, some of us more and others less, but the harshness that's been there from very early even, where we've been trained to do it a certain way, and, this is how the circumstances were. So, wow, now is time for kindness, loving, loving, loving kindness towards the system. It's number one. This is number one. Looking after this amazing thing here.
Yeah.
And seeing it melt. Seeing it melt when it comes into a field of kindness and warmth and love is absolutely amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's there's some part of this system that it's explored, that it's actually because of circumstances as a child, and blah blah.
Yeah, yeah.
The patterning is that it when it does open up, it gets punished for opening up.
Yeah.
So that mechanism of opening up to its real experiences and its real truth, inverted commas, whatever that is at that time, it's very reluctant to go there because of the perceived consequences that have happened in the past, and how that what it learned from that, so
Yeah.
to
There we go.
so
There we
yeah,
go again.
yeah, of course,
It's an
so
automatic.
even though there's exactly, so even though it knows and it's had many experiences of that, it's still very cautious.
You can only say up until now.
Yeah, up until this moment, yeah.
Is
Sure.
very, very important, Luciano. It's so important because otherwise you drag the
It keeps
past
continuing the story on.
into
Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
absolutely. So
and that's the identification of that's that here we
yes,
are,
yes. So
but it's a big one. It's a real big stumbling block, and it appears so often
up
that
until
it's
now,
you
up
know
until now, you can just see how it wants to hook in there.
yeah,
Just let's,
yeah, for sure. It has a whole construct of you know um story. Let's call it story
yep,
around it,
it's a
and
whole
it
universe.
it stands on top of that pedestal and says, "This is the way it bloody is, mate."
Yeah.
And,
Okay,
you know,
okay. Then
so
let it be there for the rest of your life. Are you willing to have it there for the rest of your life? So what? You know?
yeah,
So what? So what? I have things like that. I mean, my system has things like that. Has been, you know, troubling my system for ever and ever and ever from, and now it's like, okay, okay, this is how it is, how this has grown. It's like then, okay, gratitude comes in because it has all the limbs, it has a brain, it has a head, it has a body. It can walk through the streets without being harassed for whatever.
oh,
It,
so
you
lucky,
know,
so fortunate.
so it's then that comes like, okay, and it has these mm, building blocks or whatever you want to call that, that makes it also unique. That's the expression of this body system. That's your body system. So can there be peace with that? Can it be, okay, this is how it is. This is how it is up until now. And just feel what it does. That
Yeah,
question.
yeah. It's actually not negating the mind, but um, giving it a rest.
Yes, it relaxes. No fight.
Yeah, hands off.
Hands off. Yes. So okay. I see. I see this is what you have to do, obviously. And I'm here. If I had a choice, I would do it differently. But obviously, yeah. So that's that, which is nice. So now we can go to another point. Now we can see, when those habits, these kind of habits, because when they are just slightly triggered, it goes so fast. Huh? That's what I'm also playing with. Is it possible to go really consciously slow? See, my experience there is it has taken the system out of these shock responses. When it would come into certain situations where like immediately there was no choice whatsoever that it would go into a shock, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So now with all the exploration and all the learning and all the curiosity, it's like it can smell those situations already. And then it can go extra slow. Even sometimes not going into that situation. So, but that is, that's then, it needs that warmth, love, gentleness, tenderness towards itself, so that opens up, that field opens up, so that it dares to explore. Just, so oops, just short, looking through the keyhole, not opening the door yet. Wherever it still is safe. So it's that really going slow. So that would be the next step, you know. Now it's like, ooh, and I can feel it at the core, so, ooh, help, no, yes, no, you know. So very, 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 very slow, very slow. And giving it a rest in between. So, oh, okay, phew, that was a lot. Yeah, there was a lot of learning there and looking, even daring. You can feel a little bit of emotion. And letting it know again. So it does not have to change. It's just about, you know, like little Matteo, he needs to look and check everything out. No, it's just, yeah, it's a delight. It's a delight when the space, yes, yes, there. That feeling, that feeling, that feeling, that freedom in a safe space. When it comes, everything opens. Oh, look at this. Use that. Use that because you have that, you got that feeling immediately. And going so slowly and gently in that exploration because it is so explosive, you know. It's a shock, bubble of shock somewhere. And that bubble of shock needs to know, the first thing is, it needs to know that it's okay the way it is. And then you felt, and there was a bit of peace of mind, and then another exploration can come in. Then you go like your little grandson. The moment any judgment or any idea of this is not all right, you go somewhere else, resource yourself. I don't know, have a cold shower or have a hot shower or, you know, something to get out of that situation. Consciously take yourself out of it. Don't sit in it, ever. Not anymore. That's the freeze. And then we dwell in that suffering, and it takes us down on the ground. Mm. Yeah. You know, in a way, it's such a joke to think that one could make a mistake, huh? Where does that come from? It's, I know when one is involved, identified in all of it, then it's like, of course, there's moral
And indoctrinated, indoctrination of right and wrong, you know. So
absolutely.
and then shown what is right and what is wrong, and if you don't do what is right, this is what occurs.
Punishment.
Yeah, and it's ruthless. It's been ruthless in its delivery
Yeah,
to such a
yeah,
young system, you know.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and such a trusting system, you know, such a
Mm,
sweet,
yeah,
trusting
yeah,
system. So
yeah.
it you know,
Mm.
And then, you know, we say, you know, we bring the image of Matteo and his sweetness in, and it's recognized here. And that's really, if there is a lesson, is to just stay with what's being recognized in that sweetness, in that purity and sensitivity and joy,
Innocent.
innocence, you know.
Joy, yeah, that innocent joy. Mm. Mm.
The Yeah, it's just so automatic to see this aspect of the bully and being bullied and then bullying, you know,
Yeah,
how that occurs so quickly to protect, you
yeah.
know, and it can be quite subtle in its approach, and it can be atomic as well. And
Absolutely.
you know, it has a swing between the two.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So see, then there comes the next step. When it goes into that response and it's seen and it's resourced again, you know, it takes itself out kindly and resources again. It might, you know, depends on how strong it was and how much the system has learned to digest that and integrate all of that. Then there can be also clear seeing comes in again at one point when it comes back to itself. And then there can be a repair. If other people are involved, even if it's one person or more person, it depends. Let's say that it's just one person that's involved in that. So that's when we can come back for a repair. If the other one is open to that, let's say. But even if not, it's just for ourselves. You know, there's just simple things like when I come to your house and I break a cup or something, you know, so, oh gosh, maybe it's just your favorite cup. Oh my gosh, how it would make me feel, you know. So how do I repair that so that we both don't have to carry that situation, you know. So otherwise it always is there when we see each other. So, she broke my cup, or gosh, I broke his cup.
Yeah,
And
some
then
sort of reconciliation process.
absolutely. So then we can remember, the cup, but there might be, yes, we solved it. We are still, we are good with each other. It's a very, very, very important thing. And, you know, we have to be very vulnerable, open-hearted. I mean, just all of it. So not always possible with another. So we have to see also what is possible, you know, because some of our playmates here on the planet don't have that capacity. So then it's maybe just okay to say sorry, but you know, for yourself, you have done what you could do to make it round for yourself. And if you have the other one also being a conscious being, it's the most wonderful thing to do that. I mean, when I've gone for a repair like that, I've always been received in the most beautiful way. It's always been amazing. So that's something to explore then for you, you know, how can you come round so that it doesn't sit in your conscience, that it's not following you everywhere. It's like, oh gosh, I did that, I did this. It's like, okay, yeah, now it's good. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm familiar with the process.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
uh, uh, at the same time, there's such a mistrust. It's such a primal, such a primal DNA stuff that it gets to that point and it goes, I know, you know. So there's a willingness to explore, and even in this exploration, there's been some shift. There's a recognition, there's been some opening, and there's been acknowledgement and repair and self-compassion and the whole process whilst all of this has been happening. And there's also familiarity of, you know, opening up the lid and bang, letting it all go and allowing the process to slowly settle over a period of weeks because it can be pretty full on. And doing this is like, you know, opening the champagne bottle, you know, the traditional way, a little bit at a time, you know. It's less destructive to the system. You don't waste so much champagne that way. You know?
True.
So it's getting used to being wise in the process of a little bit at a time.
Okay. And is that interesting to the
Oh
system?
yeah, it's interesting.
Good.
And it has been doing that. And you know,
Yeah, but
it's been
there's a but somewhere.
the but is that is that elemental, is that is the, you know, is trusting in this enough to recognize that there's a benefit to the system in this. And
So what?
as you know, the not doing it is, yeah, sure, you walk around with a cross on your back and, you know,
That's easier, huh?
you know, well, you know, it's what it's been, you know, given. So we've been we've done all that, you know.
Yeah, we've done all that. But there is, you know, even with the cross on and all that stuff, there has been a rebel in there.
Oh, for sure.
It's not, yeah.
Oh, yeah. A rebel, a shit, yeah. Rebel without a clue. Rebel with a cause. Yeah, sure. So
yeah.
yeah. So as soon as the cause is, you know, let go of, because is it really worth it to be a rebel for such a cause?
So my question is, what do you want? What do you want? I mean, it's a, you know, it's a very deep question, actually. What do you want? What are you after? And you don't have to say it, you know, it's for you. That question is really for you. Maybe it's even good to sit down and write it, even if it's confused and not coming really to the point, but put it down, put it on paper, get it on paper until you come to the core of that. Because it's interesting what I'm noticing in our being together. There is a wish for something, and then at the same time, there is something that is so upset. It's like it doesn't want to let go
Yeah.
of
You know,
something.
yeah,
So,
and I have no idea what that is. And I'm aware
yeah,
that the patterning
yeah,
here from a very small child wasn't able, it was in so upset, wasn't able to verbalize and
yeah,
literally pass out.
yeah,
It would pass out in the emotional anger because it couldn't find a way to express itself because no one understood it.
mm,
So, and you know, as much so, you know,
mm.
it's and it's that young system that goes, it's not possible. So,
So, okay, but that's beautiful. It had an
so
idea that it wasn't understood. So how would it love to be understood? How can we assist that one that it doesn't have to pass out, that it even doesn't have to get too upset or whatever? How can we, here we are, we're reaching out to that system, to that aspect. So we're
yeah,
here.
the question comes from an adult perspective and an energetic system to
Mhm.
to a system that is wasn't meant to receive that level of uh, download, yeah,
Mm.
and
Mhm.
so it can't express it. It doesn't have the capacity to be able to express that,
Yeah.
nor does it perceive the more mature systems around it are capable of understanding or receiving any of that information. So it just goes into suspension or freeze or whatever it may be.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
it's not in there now, but
Yeah.
it's familiar with the pathway.
Yeah, and it's, I can feel it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
sure.
Definitely, it's a deep tremble in the belly.
Yeah,
So
it's really
the,
it's
the
powerful
core
punch.
thing. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
power.
core.
Yeah. Yeah. So we both feel it, which is fantastic. And we're not falling into it, but we feel it. How is that for that system, for that you call it that very young system? How is that?
It's overwhelmed. It's protecting such a protective core around it for its own existence. And
Yeah.
it's also experienced death.
Yeah, of
I've,
course.
it's experienced literally death of
Mm.
leaving the body and going, I'm not staying in
Yeah.
this one anymore, you know?
Yeah, fantastic. So it knows the pathway.
It's been through the pathway and
Yeah,
it's been and found peace in that.
yeah.
Yeah. You
That's
know, because it's that level of awareness and consciousness is like, you know, not totality, because it hadn't quite kept on expanding out, but it was definitely, you know, it
absolutely. That's where a
and
lot
it
of, that's why
so
a lot
it
of us like to
yeah.
hang out.
Yeah, sure. So it saw the trauma that it caused in doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It saw the trauma that it caused in doing that in loved ones around her,
Mm.
and because of the connection still that was there, that thread,
Mhm.
it came back.
Yeah.
And that's that's
So
totally,
how did it do that?
oh, God
Can
knows,
you
don't ask me, I have no idea.
how did it do it? I like your cup.
Thank you.
Just by the way.
Oh, nice.
I won't break it.
Nice flowery. How did that all happen?
So there
It
break
was
out.
there was an incredible level of trauma that
Where?
in the system,
In the body?
that,
Or
yeah, in the body and in the body mind system, that it and it that was both environmental and internal, and it choked itself. Whether, I don't think it was it wasn't conscious, but it choked.
okay.
In the reaction to everything,
Okay.
and then left.
Okay.
So that
It
I can see the environment. I don't know what was going on technically, but I can
yes.
feel the environment. I know that you can, probably everybody else on this video can as well.
Cool.
Even now there's a protection of that, because
Yeah.
it doesn't want to open it all up, because
Yeah.
it
It doesn't have to.
because we've been here before with Isaac and together, all three of us, and the Sangha. So
So it does no, it doesn't have to. We are not this conversation for me. I mean, I don't know how it is for you, but for me, it's not about changing, fixing, getting rid of. For me, it's curiosity. It's like there's something going
it's just
on.
opening the curtains. It's just opening curtains. A couple of
That's
layers of
pretty
curtains.
awesome. Oh,
That's all. That's all it's happening. And maybe in that process there might be a sheer curtain that we can see through.
that
Yeah.
is pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. So we're just
But
curious
in doing it,
explorers. So let's just slow it down for a little bit because it's very exciting. Sorry, I know it wants to go very fast, and because that's
yeah.
that energy. That's the
And
energy.
that's the part of the dynamic. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's very fast. So
Yeah,
let's just
it's
see if
part
we
of the
can slow
dynamic.
it
Yeah,
down.
I get it.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah, it's the ADHD dynamic to do that. I get it.
that's trauma response. ADHD
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah. It's
trauma.
trauma. Yeah, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So let's see if we can just slow it down. Have another sip with our beautiful flowery cups.
Yes.
Mm. Let's savor what just went into the mouth and what goes down. I hope it's delicious what you have there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just
It's
yeah,
just nuts. It's like it's just layered upon layered upon layered with the same dynamic. And
just slowing
no,
it
there's no
down.
choice here, but the dynamic is, as we look at all this, it's just
Yeah.
constantly layered the same stuff,
Yes.
even
And
up to the work that is currently being done, or 2 or 3 days a week. It's the same dynamic.
yeah, of course. Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure.
That's how it mirrors itself. Yeah. So, and
keeps mirroring itself.
now you're curious. Well, this yeah, why not exploring it forever? Why not?
I'm conscious of
Maybe,
time and other people on.
maybe, maybe, I actually have a sense that it's very useful. is because most of us know this. So, just showing in a way how we can approach this in a conscious way, in a kind as possible, and not getting or not hanging in that that it tumbles us, So we have not. We have been able to stay here. I can feel your system getting excited sometimes, and it identifies and all of it, but we have not been caught in it. It's wonderful to watch that, actually. I find that's why I'm going for this long. Otherwise, I wouldn't. This is, I find, yeah, anyway, for me, it is wonderful.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
wonderful
it's good food.
Say again?
It's food almost,
Yes,
because
yes,
it's grist for the mill, so to speak,
yes. It is. We all long for these aspects to be met in a conscious, warm field. It's for all of us. So me included. So I find it very courageous that you keep going. So again, very, very important that this aspect knows that we're not here to change it or to fix it, that we're just curious because there sits so much suffering in there. That's why we're here. That's the only reason why we are actually exploring. We know how much suffering sits in there, that conditioning, in that shock or whatever. And we have no clue where it comes from, and it's also not necessary. It's just that we're here as kind as possible. Gives my system a breath, hearing me say that. So now I am curious, do you have a remembering or a memory or can you track how it happened that which went out so far, how that came back in?
Yeah, from the experience that we're talking, because it's layered with so many other aspects.
Yeah.
Or other experiences that have overlaid on it. But coming to that particular one, which happened, it was a two-edged sword. Yeah, one was the trauma that was going on, that it was like watching, the upset and the that was in others,
Yeah.
and
The
the other
upset in
side,
others.
yes, you could
Okay.
see that, but that wasn't the real trigger to bring it back. It was only part of it. The other trigger was the love connection with mother, and that bond, that and the power of the father, that was there as well. It sort of had it sort of worked together somehow, that drew it back in.
Far out. Just take that breath. There. Did you feel that breath?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
So
it was willing to do that because of the love that was, the power of that love
yeah,
to bring it back.
far out. Did it go all the way in? Did it come all the way back in?
Um, it's a good question.
Yes, it is. Mm. Take your time and just feel what happens when you explore that.
Yeah, it's more like it's like a bouncing. It was more like you know, those big medicine balls, that really heavy ball. If
Yeah.
you know, used to use in the gym. If you if you
Yes.
if you drop it on the floor,
Oh,
it bounces a little bit. Yeah,
just a little bit. Yeah.
but then it drops down. So that's what it
Mm.
felt like. It dropped in, but there's a little
Yeah.
bounce back out. So
Ah,
so there was not all of it
so,
had fully landed. Some of it bounced out. And
oh,
that was sort of, you know, doing this sort of thing. Just making sure everything's, you know, okay.
wow.
So
Is that still out or has it ever come back in?
it has come back in, you know, when there's been a full opening of heart opening, um, it you know, it has had experiences of, especially in
Okay.
satsang um, and in some rebirthing and so on.
Where is it now?
Still looking. It's still going. Oh, it's
Okay.
not. Yeah, it's still not convinced, so to speak. If there is such a thing, the right word, it's still not quite.
I hear you.
You know.
Can you can you describe how you would experience right now?
Um, yeah, solar plexus is still. It's like a bit of a Rubik's cube.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, it's sort of doing that.
Yeah.
Um, um, and there's an emotional field,
Okay.
and there's yeah. So, so as it starts to open, there's the
Mhm.
emotional response,
Yeah.
and there's a connection with others around me.
Hmm. And how is that? Mhm.
And tightness in the throat.
Mhm. Mhm. But you still get breath?
Yeah, I still breathe.
Good. Mhm. So
And
would you
tears
say,
fall.
yes, beautiful. So would you say you're more in or hovering or
There's more. There's
mm,
a wholeness happening, but
mm,
at the same time, there's this invitation to connect with that's you can't see.
yes, yes,
There's an awareness here that's, you know, of that here,
yeah,
and that seems to be permeating,
yeah,
and
yeah,
and clearing.
yeah. And body can be here,
body can be here and spirit can be here and
Mm.
others can be here.
Mm. And it's all
As
right.
yeah, there's a feeling that it's okay. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And solar plexus?
The Rubik's Cube is not there. It's more, there's more of a settling,
Mm.
um,
Mm.
less movement, but
Mm.
still at the same time, there's the awareness that there's, um,
Mm.
it's core, it's obviously core stuff.
It's fine, huh? It's very, that's how I sense
Excuse
it.
me. Yeah.
Very, very, very fine. And it's so responsive. It picks up on everything.
Yep.
Mm. But it's not frozen. That is pretty awesome, at least how I perceive it.
No, it's not. It's not frozen.
Mm. Very alive.
Um,
Mm.
yeah. It's seeing so many attempts that have been made to come to this place by others with good intentions,
Mm.
um, and then only to create mistrust in the whole.
Mm. Mm.
So you know, coming
Mm.
here, there's a
Very,
familiarity.
very courageous. Very courageous. How was it in the throat?
Better, not so restrictive.
Good. Mm. And the rest of the body?
Um, there's like that. There's like a yeah. There's again. It's like a double thing happening. One is like there's a layering of soothingness
Mm. Mm.
going on, and at the
Mm.
same time, it's still opening up into other
Mm.
um, spaces. It's
Mm.
still willing to
Mm.
go there, so to speak, wherever that
Mm.
is.
Mm. Yeah, it's integrating lots of different layers.
Yeah. There's a perception, or a concept that
Mm.
putting oneself to one side for the
Mm.
betterment of others to grow or whatever, that is conceived as love, and there's also an acknowledgement in that, but at the same time, there's like, you know,
Wait a second. Yeah.
yeah, hang on a sec. This, this
That's
needs to
older.
be, yeah,
That
it
needs
needs to be,
uh,
yeah, it's older. Yeah, it needs to be
yeah.
looked at, and
Yes.
um,
It's beautiful what you're saying, Luciano.
it needs, yeah, it needs to, but
That
then the
older
dogma comes in,
voice.
yeah, the older voice, and
Yes.
the dogma is so strong, or has been, not right now.
Yeah.
We've let go of all that.
Yes. So let's just come back to that first one, because that one is, so, now there was just a layer coming in that was a bit thicker.
Yeah,
Yes. So it's acknowledged, it's not
yeah,
made wrong, but
no,
if possible, you can tell it. This is for another exploration. Right now, we are
yeah,
really busy
yeah,
with that
yeah,
earlier one.
because
Yeah. Yeah.
okay,
Because, of course, everything builds on each other. And that is
sure,
a
yeah, I get it,
voice.
I get it. It's because
Mm,
it is there, because it was given, just to make a note, it was given um acknowledgement and reward,
yeah.
almost spiritual reward to do that.
Yes, I hear
So
you.
that's what that gets caught into the loop, and you've got
Mm.
that double-edged sword going on.
Hmm.
So I just wanted to
Very
acknowledge that,
confusing.
yeah, it's
Yes,
very
I'm glad you
confusing,
did.
very
I'm,
confusing.
I'm
So I
glad you
just let,
did.
so
Mm.
leaving it there is okay, but I just wanted to make note that
Yeah, that is,
that's the reward in it. So
yeah.
coming back to looking after and being kind to
Mm.
this first.
Mm. Yes, because that's so much younger.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's much
Yeah,
younger.
yeah. That can't
Um,
understand yet that
no,
voice. Can't
no,
understand that. It needs to grow still.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Mm. Mm. It's so interesting, but your grandson just comes in again. I mean, you've seen him go through so many things already, so you can't tell that young system when it's so little and so young. You can't come with that voice,
Frozen
huh?
back, sorry, yeah,
No. Ah, yeah.
yeah.
So you can't put that voice onto that little one that is actually
No, no, no
right
way.
now
Has the
busy
capacity
with.
to.
No, it needs to drink.
No,
It needs to,
no,
yeah, it just
yeah,
needs to drink. That's all, I
plain,
guess.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Mm. Mm. Something else is happening now. Did something complete itself? Just
Yeah,
one
yeah,
little.
there's something, yeah,
Mm.
something completed itself, and yet at the same time it's still quite raw.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. Just wanted to acknowledge that.
yeah,
So we noticed, we both saw
yeah,
something
yeah,
completed
yeah,
itself.
something to, yeah,
Ooh, wow.
yeah.
Oh, yes. Mm. And I also like to acknowledge that tiny little fear that was scared of that we would leave it alone now. And we didn't. I just want to acknowledge that too, both aspects. We didn't leave because it wasn't done yet. We saw that something completed itself, but it's not, we stayed. We stayed. Mm. 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 Gosh, and now it's just snuggling in, huh? At least that's what it's doing here, whatever that is. I don't know what you experience.
Yeah, it's like yeah, it's a snuggling in, and it's resting. It's getting ready to rest deeply,
Oh, beautiful.
having gone through that
Mm.
cycle in such a beautiful way, and experiencing the whole thing. It's almost laying itself down to say, okay, that one we can put to bed.
Oh. Mm. Mm. That's really beautiful. Mm. Oh, and I so would suggest, keep it really close. Keep it really close under your shirt, with you. Even, yeah, skin on skin. Mm. Just walk with it and let it know you're there while it's sleeping.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm. Oh, that. Mm. Mm. Is okay like this for now?
More than.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing this, Channel.
Thank you.
Mm.
Thank you.
Mm. 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 Connie. Hello.
Hello. My system was jumping to be next.
And there it is.
Yes, it jumped. I'm just so grateful. It was so rich.
Ah,
So grateful.
thank you for
I,
saying that. Really
I,
important.
mm, I, I got to see, I have something I'd like to do with you, but I just wanted to share that I got to see really clearly projections of mine
Mm.
that I thought were somebody else's, or
Yeah.
even what we're doing here. I
Yes.
like sometimes I've thought, oh, I don't even want to say it because I do, right?
Yeah.
Up and down, and felt like the person needs to be included, as if it wasn't occurring. And what I
Mm.
saw was that it was happening. That's what I was doing with my person, not
Yeah.
including it, not allowing it to be here, saying that's what you're doing. you know, because I couldn't hear when you were, maybe you appear to me, not me now, but appeared to before to interrupt or something or stop something, you know.
Mm. Mm.
And so I'm seeing now, I saw quite clearly then. And I felt like an opening to ask questions that I've always wanted to ask,
Far out.
that I've got permission, that I could ask anything, you
Mm.
know. And I got excited about that. But now everything's moved from that moment. And
Yeah.
I'm more excited, and I could do that, but I'm more excited about this pain. Well, it's not really, it seems to be here in my
Mm.
body, but it is,
Mm.
to talk very simply, to get straight to it.
Mm.
You were speaking of, you know, my mum and I have been repairing really well. You're talking about
Yeah.
repairing with the coffee
Yeah.
cup. We've been repairing well, and we've had a situation, we're not repairing together. And
Okay.
I notice that any more talking about it was actually just me defending and justifying my position.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I
beautiful.
saw it and I saw it and I shut up
Mm.
and I listened, and my mum was able to communicate and even cry,
Mm.
which she's not been able to do for a long time. In fact,
Mm.
like decades.
Mm.
Even so, my sister was really bad 10 or years ago. And mum and I were in a car dealing with that. And mum said to me, I want you to hit me so I can cry, because she just has such
Mm.
an inability to. I
Mm.
realized, and that was because I shut up.
Mm.
Me, what I'm interested is the what you talked about. I see an opportunity that I could repair. I feel like it's here. And I have been realizing it's for me to repair inside me. Like, felt like seeing a difficult. And I feel
Mm.
like I've been doing that, and I'd like to just sit with you to do more of that. Maybe I don't even need any words. I'm not really sure how to do it.
With pleasure. Mm. Mm.
I only know how to do it by making me wrong.
Yeah. Wow. Far out.
Because she
So
is right.
that's
What
not
she
that.
said is right.
Yeah, but
Not
that's
right,
not
but
repair. That's not what I mean when I say repair.
it's not what I mean.
Yeah,
It's
cool.
all I know.
Yes, but that's fantastic that
I'm
we can make that
noticing.
distinction. Yes.
Mm.
So we're noticing that.
And noticing I don't know, I don't think I know how else to do it.
Yeah. Wow. But you're curious.
Well, I'm very clear. It's
Yeah.
100% mine. None of
Okay.
it's hers. Oh, well, she's
Okay.
got whatever she's got, but that's not mine. But I'm
Okay.
clear it's mine and for me to do, and I'm interested.
Okay. So it's yours. I mean, that's a
Well,
big statement, huh? Yeah, no, no,
well,
it's yeah, I
yeah.
hear you.
Yeah, it is now.
That
It is now. Yeah.
that sits in that, because it's
Yeah.
a identification bubble, it's mine, I made a mistake.
I don't think that I did. Like, it's hard to talk about, hey?
Yeah, it is. Let's,
Because it's,
let's make
yeah.
distinctions.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So should we be clear? So she said I was aggressive,
Hmm.
and I can see how she sees it that way.
Yes.
And it wasn't what I was.
Good.
I spoke up in an
You spoke.
appropriate situation where where it was needed, and it altered her
Yes.
treatment for the better. And I can't have her see it my way, so I've stopped that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even though there's an intellect or something telling me the way it is, the other thing is continuing to punish me. And it doesn't matter how much a part says I don't need punishment, it seems to continue. Does that make sense?
So the punishment comes from where?
Seems to be something that thinks I'm wrong and I am that. And am I doing all right explaining it? So, like, you know, from what
Absolutely.
I see is I grew up. My dad was angry. He would hit me, hit mum, this kind of thing. So she's used the word that I'm aggressive when I was assertive in a situation.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's triggered me because I'm not like him. And I can see that. So it should be okay because I can see it, but something's not seen, obviously, because it's not okay.
Mm-hmm.
Something wrong with me is the bit that's coming up, but that's what I
So
think that's mine to repair.
how do you experience that? Let's go, because you know, we can go with mental concepts, we can with those constructs, we can go with that, or we can see how you experience it in the body. Let's just see that.
Mm.
Maybe that's the easier way.
Yeah, I just got confused when I went.
Yeah, so you're very good with that. Let's just see how it is, what your body does.
I just have a pain here.
You have a pain
Like
there. Oh, okay.
it's right here in my, with it feels like my breast, but it could be my heart's underneath that. But it's a pain right
Oh,
here.
okay.
Mm.
Is it deep or is it more surface on the surface?
Yeah, I think it's in my left breast. So if you cut it off, it wouldn't be there.
Okay. So let's see how we can assist that. So again, let's be as gentle as possible. So, you know, we're not here to change and fix. We're just exploring what's going on there. How is that when I say that? What
I'm just
happens?
getting really worried that I didn't make sense before or something's gone wrong.
No, I totally got it. It was actually very beautiful how what you shared to me anyway. Also, again, very courageous. But underneath, there is something. There's a pain. There's a pain in the
Mm.
breast, in the breast.
Mm. Yeah.
So let's
Yeah, it's
see.
just, yeah.
Yeah. You know, and that's also another thing. It always happens when it's very uncomfortable somewhere, and we try to solve with our mind and we go all over the place. So
Done
that's
that a lot.
all of it is totally natural. That's kind of what we all do. So sometimes we go backwards and forwards because it can be very, 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 these bodies are trips. They are a big trip for most of us. Like, what the heck? For most of the people on the planet, it's very, very uncomfortable all the time. So, you know,
It
very
is for
courageous.
me
See, there you go. So it's
all the
very, very
time.
courageous to even dare to go here. So no
Go
wonder.
below the neck. Mm.
Yes, there you go. So we don't push it. We don't push it. But we're exploring a bit, like two little girls. Let's see. We go into the forest, hand in hand, and pick some flowers on the way. And then, you know, there are lots of trees and some are very close together and it looks a bit scary. Yeah, but we have each other by the hand. So there you go. See, now comes a little emotion.
Well, you reminded me that it's not scary anymore and that it was in the
Oh,
past.
oh, that is how beautiful.
And it makes sense that it still looks dark, even though it's green.
Yes, yes, exactly. Yeah. It's just how we are wired. It's a, there came the breath. Yeah. Mm. We are such sweet creatures in a way. You know, we're conditioned and, you know, we have our lives and wow, it's not easy when you have somebody in the house where you maybe should feel, if there's something like could feel safe and you don't feel safe. You know, it's not nice. And blessings to your father, who knows what he had to go through.
Mm.
Oh, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
But not nice for a little girl, and also not nice for the mother. It's just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has a huge impact. And you made it this far to explore now, you know, to see that and just to be kinder to your sister.
Oof.
Yeah.
I feel really worried, like that whatever is not, not yet explored,
Yeah.
just it just gets in the way of being with mum while she's going to die soon, like, so sort of doing my best to explore.
Yeah, you know. Okay. So that was now just a group of trees very close together
Yeah.
there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, I know your heart. Let's just pick a few flowers. I just picked a lot of yellow ones. I don't know why they. What did you pick?
I just watched you picking them.
Okay, then I
Oh,
pass it
oh,
to you.
I've-
Yeah. Do you have a sense that your mother knows how much you love her? Yeah. And do you have a sense of how much your mother loves you? Yeah. That's it.
I have I have also have a sense that she knows exactly what's happening right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's here with us. Mm. That beyond personality and everything is here with us. Yeah. That's, you
Oh, I
know,
didn't mean right now.
oh, you
Didn't
didn't mean right
necessarily.
now.
I didn't mean right now. Sorry. I
Okay.
meant our current having a bit of space apart.
Oh,
No
I see.
problem. Yeah.
No problem.
No
Fantastic.
problem. I've got more of a problem than she does, that's for sure. It
Yeah.
seems.
Right now, when you feel the connection between you and her,
Yeah.
and when you're aware of the love that is flowing between the two of you, how's that?
Well, interestingly, like I could answer all those questions, but I feel like she doesn't have a problem and I have a problem,
Yeah,
I
but the
guess.
problem is right now not so interesting to me. We can go to the problem just in a second. Now it's more important to me to see to see if you know how much she loves you.
Yes.
Yes. And do you know that she knows how much you love her?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Let's just hang out with that for a moment.
Good.
Both very clear of the love that is there between the two of you. Mm.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah. And can that love be disturbed by, all the identification, behaviors, habits?
Mm. Right. No.
No, not really. Oh, I'm so glad you see that. I'm
Mm.
so glad you can see that.
Yeah. And it's so good to like just try and stay there. I can see how my system move.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. it
Bring
will
it back.
it will do that. It does that all the time for all of us. It moves in all funny directions, and then all of a sudden we have a moment, we come back to clarity by grace. And then you see, oh my gosh, I know how much she loves me. And I know that she knows how much I love her. That is untouched by nothing can touch that. Yes. Yes.
Mm.
Even if the system does all its funny dance. Yeah. It's so beautiful. I mean, it's actually amazing that you can see that you can feel it.
Mm.
Mm. Mm. And that's the most important, I find, if there's anything to talk to each other,
Yeah.
problems, and it's like, just come back to that. Whatever I've done, I might do more. I might do more
Yes.
things, but please never forget how much I love you. That's the most important.
Such a relief.
Such a relief.
Yeah, no
Such
problems to solve.
No, because you can't. You can see
No.
you can't.
Doing my best all the time, like too
All
much.
the time doing
Yeah,
your
doing
best. And her
too much of
too.
that. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Doing her best.
Absolutely.
Mm. Mm. How's that feeling in your breast?
It's definitely moving. It's moved this
It's
way,
moved.
that way a bit. Yeah, it's moved and
Yeah.
changed. A little bit on
Still
the
in
side.
or
It's
still?
gone out over towards the armpit, and it's got
Oh.
smaller. It might be
Oh.
on its way out. I don't know. It's
Oh.
headed, probably headed out. Probably done its job, like a little bell, a little alarm clock or something.
Mm.
Finished ringing.
Mm. Mm.
Oh, oof. Feeling very grateful for this space and what transpired. Luciano opened up a lot for me.
Mm. Mm.
Thank you.
So your doorway is the love, huh? We went here, we went there, and then
Oh,
it was love.
oh.
It's really sweet.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm.
So,
Yeah.
oh, good. I'll just remember that, and then I won't have anything to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can stop.
Just the
And
love
I
that
like
you.
yeah, thank you. And I like what I got is coming in, stopping. Very
Slowing
helpful.
down.
Slowing
Yes.
down. Very helpful.
Slowing. Yeah. So slowly and gently. Mm.
Picking some flowers along the way.
Yes. Mm.
Thank you.
Mm. Thank you. Thanks for bringing your heart. Esther.
Hi, Meike. I would love to rest a moment with you together. Lots going on in my system.
Mm.
Feels like a real reorganization. So,
Mm.
and a lot of letting go from my side.
Mm.
And I don't know if it's about old beliefs or, yeah, I don't know. And I love the field. It's very sweet and caring and holding. Yeah. Also, a lot of thoughts are playing with, about the feelings and sensations. And
Mm. Mm.
try not to control it or
So sweet. Mm.
Feels like in a way, I'm sitting here with you and the group, and there's that feeling of also becoming at ease with myself, or on myself, or
Wonderful. Huge.
that gives, it's like searching the ways in the system. Don't know. And deep down, I know it's okay to be on my own in a healthy way, you know? But to embody that, that's a different story.
Yeah. You're doing your best. That's all you know, right?
Yeah, it's even less than doing the best. It's just happening. Or trusting how it wants to move, or maybe that's the doing my best to trust.
It sounds wonderful.
And then to stay connected is, I mean, we are connected, but yeah. It's that layer of yeah, I don't know how to find words. It's like a layer or belief, I don't know, like doing everything not to be me, because that was not safe. And now, yeah, And that's also what Isaac sometimes says, that maybe you also did, don't know. That's the layer where what causes a habit here always about asking questions. Anyway, some mind things maybe. Yeah, it's a bit a kind of roller coaster in my system. I think for now it's okay. I think I go make a walk, and if it's okay, I come back Saturday in the meeting.
Love it. Thanks for the most beautiful, exquisite coming together. Yeah. Love and peace. Ciao.